Hello, my name is Chris Masser, and I am a planner with the City of Wheat Ridge Community Development Department. I am presenting case number WZ-26-1, which is a request for approval of a zone change from Residential 3 to Residential 1C for a single unit dwelling at 3338 Depew Street. I would like to enter into the public record the contents of this case file, the zoning ordinance, the comprehensive plan, and this digital presentation. The property is within the City of Wheat Ridge. All appropriate notifications and posting requirements have been met, and therefore the Planning Commission has jurisdiction to hear this case. The subject site is outlined in red. The site is located on the east side of Depew Street between West 33rd Avenue and West 35th Avenue. The site consists of two lots, which are approximately 5,892 square feet, or 0.135 acres. It currently contains a single unit dwelling and an accessory dwelling unit, both of which are proposed to be removed to accommodate the construction of a new single unit dwelling. The surrounding area is primarily residential. This is a zoning map of the area. The subject site is outlined in red and is currently zoned to R3. Surrounding zoning include Residential 1C to the north, south, and east, and Residential 1 to the west. Adjacent properties to the north, south, and east are residential in character, while the property to the west is Panorama Park. The existing zoning on the subject property and in the neighborhood relate to a legislative zone change from 30 years ago. In September 1996, City Council approved a city-initiated rezoning of properties generally located between West 32nd Avenue and West 38th Avenue and Sheridan Boulevard and Pierce Street. The ordinance specifically exempt existing two-family dwellings from the zone change to avoid creating non-conforming situations. Because 3338 Depew Street has two units, a single unit dwelling and an accessory dwelling unit, it was identified as an exempt property in the council's motion. This is a view of the subject site looking east from Depew Street, showing the existing single unit dwelling, which is proposed to be removed to allow for the construction of a new single unit dwelling. This is the view from the alley looking west at the rear of the existing house and ADU. The applicant is requesting the zone change from R1C in order to bring the existing property into conformance with the underlying zone district lot standards and to align the zoning with other adjacent properties nearby. Should the rezoning be approved, the applicant intends to redevelop the property with a single unit dwelling. The proposed R1C district is complementary to the context of the surrounding zoning, land uses, and brings the site into compliance with all dimensional standards. This table compares the existing R3 zoning and the proposed R1C zone developmental standards. The most notable difference between the two zone districts include permitted uses, minimum lot size, minimum lot width, and setback requirements. As a requirement of the zone change process, a neighborhood meeting was held virtually on December 30th, 2025. 4 members of the public attended the meeting, and the notes from the meeting are included in the staff report. Since Wheat Ridge is served by special districts, we sent the application on referral to agencies including fire, water, and sanitation, as well as completed an internal review. We did not receive concerns or objections from internal departments or outside agencies. Before the hearing, the property was posted for 15 days, and letters were sent to occupants and property owners within a 1,000-foot radius, and the project was posted to Wheat Ridge Speaks. Comments collected on Wheat Ridge Speaks will be reviewed by the Planning Commission. We use several criteria to evaluate zone change requests, which include consistency with the comprehensive plan. Staff believes that the proposed R1C zoning is consistent with the policies and goals in the City Comprehensive Plan. The property is identified in the Comprehensive Plan as part of the higher variety neighborhood, which supports a wide range of housing types and encourages diverse and vibrant residential areas. This designation is intended to provide housing options for a variety of household types and income levels. The proposed R1C zoning designation is appropriate for the subject property because it allows for potential future redevelopment that aligns with the city's adopted goals and policies. It would bring the property into compliance with the underlying zoning regulations while maintaining compatibility with the surrounding neighborhood. The proposed rezoning also aligns with the desired outcome of peaceful coexistence by thoughtfully applying and calibrating form and use tools based on the features of adjacent properties. Ultimately, staff is recommending approval of the request for the following reasons. Based on the character and land use patterns of the area, the R1C zone district in this area is more appropriate than the R3 in terms of allowed uses for the properties and dimensional standards. The proposed rezoning would bring the subject site into better alignment with the goals of the city plan. The subject property is smaller than typically envisioned for the R3 district and does not match the zoning designation of the surrounding properties. In addition, the site does not meet several of the dimensional standards of the existing R3 zone district, including minimum lot size and minimum lot widths. As a result, redevelopment under the current zoning would likely create a legal nonconforming situation in a project that does not fit the surrounding context. Rezoning to a more compatible district would correct these inconsistencies and better reflect the character of the neighborhood. Since a municipal code now allows ADUs, the property would more conforming under R1C rather than the R3 in regards to both dimensions and its current land use. Staff finds that a zone change to R1C would not create an adverse impact on the surrounding area, is supported by the City Comprehensive Plan, and the R1C zoning is more appropriate than R3 given the size of the subject site, the land use on the subject property, and the predominant land use in the surrounding area. Planning Commission will recommend a decision to the City Council, who will also review zone change request. If the City Council approves the request, then the zone change is approved. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.